I'd like to introduce you to our guest speaker today. Her name is Kelli Johnson. She is a health coach from Wyoming. I met Kelli at the John Maxwell conference when we were getting certified as coaches ourselves last year. And she has a great story, and I'll hand it over to her to share a little bit about herself. Go ahead, Kelli.
Yes, thank you. I am so grateful to be here. Truly, it's an honor. The honor is mine to be invited to be with you today. I'm just going to share a little bit about who I am before I fully begin. I grew up in Wyoming, and we still live in Wyoming. I have been married for 21 years. We have 5 children. They were all planned. We knew what was causing them. My husband, Chauncey, and I grew up together. We went to high school together, but we were not high school sweethearts. But in high school, we did have the same class schedule. And I think that's probably why we ended up getting married later, is because, what can I say? We had chemistry together.
That's cute.
Thank you for laughing at my joke. We truly did have chemistry class together, and we did grow up together. But now we've been married for a while, and we have kids, and we are always striving to continue to get better. Okay, so like Eneri said, I am a health coach. I became a health coach in 2019, but truly I've been on my health journey, and I've been a health-minded person my whole life. I played sports through all my young schooling years and went to college, got my degree in exercise science. My plan in my head was always to be a stay-at-home mom. And then when my kids were grown and either all in school or gone, I would get my personal training certificate and then help people get healthy with workouts and things like that. Okay. And then, once the kids were gone, I would focus on me and my body and kind of go that route. Well, the only problem was that after I had my last child, I was tired. I was tired. I was overweight. I didn't look or feel how I wanted to. And I just knew there had to be something else. There had to be a better way. There had to be some way that I could reach my goals now and not wait for the kids to be gone. So when my youngest was 2 years old, I have a good friend here that I go to church with who had also had her youngest about the same time. And in 2018, she not only lost her baby weight, but she was just shining. She played with the kids at play groups and at story time. She was doing cute things with her hair and her makeup and getting new stylish clothes. So I finally, in December of that year, I asked her what she was doing. And in January of 2019, I began the program. I proceeded to lose about 30 pounds in 3 months. And became a health coach myself in April of 2019. So the shift was that my whole life I have tried to out-exercise my eating while never really learning how to properly eat. But in the program, it taught me how to eat to lose weight, and I could exercise because I love to exercise. So that's how I found the program. Now we insert coaching and being an entrepreneur. This is not something that I have planned on doing. This is not something I was going to seek out and try to do. But I found the program, and I truly wanted to share it with others who were struggling with their weight and energy like I was. But when I signed up to coach, it's a Facebook kind of platform built program. And I was only on Facebook because that was, at the time, that was the best way to stay connected with the kids, the schools, and their activities and things like that. But my only friend on Facebook was Chauncey, my husband. So I was scared. I thought Facebook and social media as a whole was this big, scary thing. And I was very uncomfortable doing it.
Mm.
But thank goodness I had mentors who were very patient with me and were willing to share their knowledge. So I was able to start building my personal health coaching business on my passion and really the credibility of the program. I knew that the program worked. I was able to work with many other coaches and mentors who the program had worked for them too. And so I knew that the program worked. And since I am passionate about feeling good and looking good, I was able to share that passion and with others. And that's kind of the basis of where I started with building an entrepreneurial business. So from that point of building my foundation for my coaching business just based on my passion, I didn't want to find new friends on Facebook. I didn't want to spend time on social media, but I did want to help other people. I had a passion for finding especially other women who needed hope and health like I had. So I completely got out of my comfort zone and started adding friends and started actually posting on Facebook and listened to my coaches. I listened to my mentorship, and thank goodness there are trainings that are available and other, like trips you can go on and things like that, conventions that you can go on. And those things were offered and I took advantage of them. I do the Zoom meetings. I still every week, the coaching Zoom meetings and things like that, so that I can learn from other entrepreneurs and other health coaches. And we become like the 5 people we spend the most time with. So I really try to consciously choose who to be spending time with, so to speak. And like a meeting like this right now that we're doing is exactly what I'm talking about. Choosing to take our lunch break and our precious time to meet with other like-minded, goal-oriented women and people is what has truly allowed me the success that I have already had with my coaching business, and where I'm continuing to hope to go to build more and to make more of an impact on others. I am still learning. I am still growing. I'm trying to think of like my biggest takeaways of the journey that I've had so far. Truly just to do things scared. I used to be so scared of like a Zoom like this. I would have been terrified because in my mind, Facebook is all over the world. And so if I do a lot of Facebook Live, then I'm going to have the world looking at me, and it was overwhelming and scary to me. But then once I learned and realized that really you don't have that many people. We wish honestly at some point that everyone did see what we're doing, because then we could help more people. But in reality, you have to work to get people to see your content and to hear your message. And kind of once I grasped that idea, I have become way more confident and comfortable with social media, and I'm still learning and growing in that area, but taking advantage of the trainings that are available and even seeking out new books to read, like the Maxwell leadership that Eneri and I met at, was actually because I wanted to develop in my coaching skills and my speaking skills. And that's why I ended up with Eneri in Florida. And getting out of my comfort zone and doing those things and wanting to grow and build in those specific ways has been absolutely vital to where I'm at and the progress that I've made. And still a long way to go, but it works to get out of your comfort zone and help others. So I don't know if you guys have any questions.
Yeah, we definitely pause there for just a minute. I was taking notes just to remind myself of some of the things that we tend to forget as we're trying to do things, stepping out of our comfort zone and doing something new, and how scary some of these things can be. I know I could totally relate because I hate doing videos and I've done a few, but I did it afraid. And that's one of the things that I tell my clients, I tell my spiritual sons and daughters, do it afraid. So what? It's like, if you're never going to get out of your comfort zone, if you don't try something new. And so I've been trying to follow and take my own medicine and do it afraid and do those videos, because especially when you're trying to build a business or you're trying to be a speaker or whatever it is for you, getting that out of that comfort zone is crucial to get clients and to get followers, quote unquote, right? You want to get your message out there. So some of the things that I wrote down was that the importance of mentors, of having those people in our life that know more than us, that have been there, done that, so that we can learn from them. That has been crucial in my life. In all the things that I've done, is we don't know it all. We especially not while we're on this earth, but there have been others that have gone before us to do the things that we may like to do. So yes, spend time. Take the time to spend time with those mentors. I love what you said about finding other women who need hope and help. And you're so passionate about your message, and that has driven you to get out of your comfort zone. So I was like, yeah, that is so much of, I can totally relate with that. And there's available, and I've said this, I think, on every call, there's trainings and resources, and there's just a plethora of resources online that you can find for free. There are some, obviously, that's what they do. They're trying to sell. You can find so many things for free now to learn that new thing you wanted to learn. So YouTube it, research it. Then there comes to a level where you learn all you can with the free stuff. And then you may have to take another step and to go to the next level. That's okay. But like the basic foundational stuff, it is out there for free. So do not pay for the basic foundational stuff. Make sure that you are doing your research. So yeah, I was plugging away, just reminding myself, another thing you said about that, consciously choosing where you spend your time. Because in this day and age, everything will be a disruption. Everything is buying for your time, and it's not always a good thing. I mean, obviously there's responsibilities that you will have, that you have to take care of those responsibilities, but social media is a rabbit hole. There's good, you can use it for good, but you can also use it for evil. And sometimes it's like, I don't know about you, but I go in to check on some messages and I'm like, oh, this is cute. And then I'm like, and like 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh my gosh. And that's on a short day. Sometimes it's longer than I'm like, how did I get here? How did I just waste all this time? So being just conscious about where you're spending your time, and for me, it's putting things on my calendar, blocks of time where I am going to just research or get some more education or whatever it is, maybe network. And not only do this network call, but I actually join other calls that are teaching me different aspects of the business. Again, with that, getting mentors and listening to them and that kind of stuff. So that's been crucial in my life. But yeah, definitely do it afraid, ladies. Do it afraid. Any other questions for Kelli before she continues? Feel free, chime in. I tried to give a summary just now, just of other things that I got. But Lenny or Anna, and so you guys come off.
Sorry. Just wanted to say thank you first and foremost for being vulnerable and just being truthful with doing things afraid. I can definitely relate to that. And to just add on to that, I have something I also follow within myself, and my journey is we can't reach our goals unless we actually move towards our goals, right? So if we don't take a step, we'll never know what we can actually reach, right? And how far we can go. So I thank you for being here with us today and just being vulnerable. So sorry I logged in a few minutes late.
No worries.
So I'm not sure what I missed, but thank you.
No problem. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else?
Hi, everyone. I just want to say God is so good.
He be funny because it's just incredible because I want to go into this path. Ooh, I'm getting emotional.
It's a safe space, girl. Don't worry.
Ooh, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm doing Verlani's woo. But she controls it a lot better. Like, oof, I need to get to that level. It's such a privilege to listen to you speak, Kelli, and love your story. Sorry, but I'm sorry. I cry a lot. I love to cry. Anyway, I would love to know what courses and trainings that you take, and which ones do you recommend in starting? I would love to go into this path of health and wellness. And at this moment, I co-lead a fitness group at our church, and been there for, it's going to be like 2 years, actually 3 years in September. And it's a privilege to walk alongside these ladies on this journey of health and fitness with Christ at the center of it all. And I'm just very encouraged and hopeful to go down this path, especially now that my life has taken a different turn. But I'm here for it, and I'm welcoming it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I would like to get the right trainings to really have that knowledge that I can help other people and really, guide them in the most healthy and most righteous, godly way. So it's amazing that you're also Christian and that you're a health coach. So what classes do you recommend to start with?
Thank you for first of all, a huge reason why I really pursued the health coaching is because after a lot of prayer about it, I really felt like God was asking me to do it. And because if there's anything that I'm more passionate about than my family and health is doing what God wants me to do. And so I really feel like I was called to become a health coach so that I can meet new people, so that I can bring more people to Christ, not just with their health. Hopefully it'll be their physical health that gets healthy and their spiritual health. And whatever denomination people choose, I just want people to come to have a faith in God and in Christ. And so that is absolutely my foundation. So thank you. Is it Anna or Anna?
Anna.
Either way is fine.
Thank you, Anna, for mentioning that. So the program that I do, so this is kind of a shift that I had to make in my head. I am the health coach. I am what I am, quote unquote, selling to others when I am on Facebook and social media. I want people to know that if they come to me, they are going to be given lots of free encouragement, lots of free advice, just a foundation of hope, kind of. But I work with a program called Optavia, which is where I get the products and things like that I then help my clients use. So I don't know if any of you have heard of Optavia before, but that is the platform of trainings and my mentorship. And it is amazing. Not only does the program work to get your body and mind healthy, but their whole system of how they teach coaches, they teach you how to find clients and how to build your business is bulletproof also. They are very, very passionate about making sure that anyone who wants to get into the health industry, like you're talking about, Anna, wanting to build a health and wellness business and to help the other women at church that are also looking for health and hope. That is where my platform is. Now, I have given myself the opportunity to, listening to many John Maxwell books about communication and just to kind of develop myself personally as just a human, just as a woman. I have delved into many self-help books to build my own strength of character, because I have a college degree, but before I found health coaching, I stayed at home. I was a stay-at-home mom, and my sphere of influence, my sphere of friends was literally the other moms who went to story time and the other moms who went to play groups and the people I went to church with. So with finding the network of other coaches who were also building their own business, and they're also trying to build themselves up as a health coach, was all built on the platform that Optavia lays out for you. So I don't know if, Anna, if you have a specific program that you follow that has resources like that, or I would love to give you my information after we could set up a time sometime in the next couple of days that we could talk personally. I could tell you more about specifically the needs of your group and yourself. But I just encourage that, like Eneri said, there is so much information out there on the internet and on YouTube that you can learn so much for free, and then figure out which area you want to, which direction, I guess, you want to go, and then delve into that direction. Did that answer your question, Anna?
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that.
I believe I already sent Anna and everyone else on this call the information on how to get in touch with Kelli. But if not, Anna, I'll follow up with you and make sure that you have it afterwards. All right. Any other questions for Kelli? Thank you. Thank you for that information.
Eneri, so I don't have any questions, but I did write in the chat. There's this app that I used to use. I still have it, and they offer a lot of trainings and classes and stuff like that. A lot of them are free. I know some you can get certified and you just pay for that course, but it's an option there to anybody who can look into that. And if you just want to learn anything or just get more knowledge of something, it's a great app, and feels like you're in school, because it's it gives you, what the class entails, what it's going to be taught, and gives you assignments and stuff. So it's really good, and it's free. So
that's awesome. Okay. Yep. I wrote that one down. All right. Kelli, you said the name of your program, the program that you chose was Optavia?
Optavia. So it's Optavia.
Okay.
Optavia. So yeah, you can go on and research and look at information on it, but to actually choose, which I try to do, is sell myself as the coach. That then you have to go through me to be linked up with me as your coach.
All right, that'll be great. Okay, I was just not sure. I'm like, I think I've heard of it before. I mean, know someone else was doing it, but they didn't go into such detail. Like, I didn't know that you can actually get all this information. So anybody that wants to be a health coach or is interested in that, I'll make sure to point them in your direction.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Any other questions for Kelli? If not, maybe if you want to share anything else, Kelli, that's in your heart, feel free.
I could share. So actually just yesterday, my husband and I received our nonprofit status from government. Yes, because you could see on we have a foundation that we've started called Snow Angel Foundation. And this is based on a life experience that we had. So I'll just tell you quickly about it. In 2010, on actually Christmas Eve, we went skiing as a family. Chauncey and I have always skied, and so we take our kids skiing. In 2010, on Christmas Eve, we went skiing, and I was skiing alone with our oldest daughter, who was 5 at the time. And her ski had come off in the middle of a ski run, and I was right there next to her getting her ski back on. Meanwhile, at the top of the hill, a snowboarder, 23-year-old snowboarder, told his friends he's going to see how fast he could get down to the lift. And it's estimated he was going between 50 and 60 miles per hour when he collided with us. I was thrown to the ground, and my head hit the ground so hard that my brain bounced back and forth in my skull, causing a severe traumatic brain injury. And I have no memories for about a month after that happened. I woke up in a specialty hospital in Denver, Colorado. And at that point, I got to relearn how to sit, stand, walk, and eat and breathe. And I still have head to toe right side weakness because it was the left side of my brain that was impacted, and so my body has right side weakness. So we have that part of the story, but also in the accident, the snowboarder lost his life. He died, and our 5-year-old daughter didn't make it either. She also died. So we have this huge, heavy story that we have lived through and went through years of grief and sadness, and that's another. So this is another huge part of me and of us, that we have built the foundation. And honestly, the things that I have learned about social media from health coaching have been instrumental in us learning how to build a foundation, how to get our message out to other people through social media and things like that. So I like to kind of add the foundation story and part of who I am, because you never know what you're being built up for. You never know what God is training you for. So I felt very called to become a health coach, and had to get out of my comfort zone and share my health story with the world on social media. And then about the time I finally am getting comfortable with that, then we get to shift into now sharing our tragic story and my story of healing and and I don't, I know I have full faith that I became a health coach so that God could mold me into who I need to be to now do this bigger purpose. So whatever is your passion and the business that you're trying to build and grow, know that, especially if you're like me and you didn't want to become an entrepreneur, you didn't really have the desire to build a business, that there can be many more reasons of why you are feeling the urge to develop yourself in these ways that you'll learn about further down the road. But you just have to have faith that getting out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself forward is truly what you're supposed to do, and you're becoming the person that God needs you to be.
So good. So good. Thanks again for being vulnerable, Kelli, and sharing that amazing and heartbreaking story with us. And yeah, God has your little one in his arms, and you have so much to still give to the rest of us. So thank you for that. Thank you for that so much. All right. Anyone, any input, any questions? Yeah, for sure. Sending love your way.
If you have questions about the accident, I can obviously talk about it now without crying, which I couldn't do before.
Yeah.
Before I started sharing myself more vulnerably. But truly, I like. It's so intertwined. I not only has health coaching broken many barriers with myself, my own personal growth, but also I do feel healthy. I do sleep good. I do have energy all day. I do feel confident in how I look and how I feel, and that is an absolute key to showing up for who we're supposed to be, showing up every day for what God has called us to do. And so a lot of people might think that I'm kind of vain because I am so health-minded and I am concerned about how I look and what size clothes I wear and what my BMI is and how many miles I can run, things like that. But truly, I really do feel like spiritually, I need to treat my God-given body the best I can so that he can do with me what he needs me to do. And
right.
That's way bigger than looking good, than being vain.
Right.
So
it's really not about vanity at all. It's about being healthy, because the body is the temple of God. So we have to treat it as such. And I think in this day and age, we've gotten away from that because we forget that verse for some reason. Many people don't even know it, but we are a vessel for the Holy Spirit. So we need to make sure that we're optimally treating our body the best we can. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. I am working on that myself. Not there quite yet, but I am working on it.
We all are. There's not an end.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So good. All right. Anyone else? I know we may have 15 minutes left. If you guys have any questions or comments. I guess for me, the one thing that strikes is like how long. I know you had to retrain yourself to do pretty much everything right after the accident, and how long did that take you? And I'm sure there were a lot of challenges, a lot of tears along the way. But what can you share about that without getting too emotional, hopefully?
Yeah. So as far as my physical healing, I was inpatient in the hospital for 3 months, and then I did outpatient therapies for over a year. So physical therapy, occupational therapy. A lot of my right side healing, actually I had some stretched nerves, and we just had to wait. We just had to wait for those nerves to heal themselves the best that they could. And so that just kind of came through going to therapies and doing the things that they told me to do. So along with the idea of all these trainings are available, you have to go and take advantage of them and do what they say to do to get better and to progress. And that was the same with my therapies. Is I would go to my therapist, and then they would give me the homework when I went home. And I think a huge reason why I have healed so well and I am as functional as I am is because I strive to be teachable, and I did the exercises that they asked me to do. And so that was the physical healing was really the easy part.
Okay.
The emotional and grief healing was hard. It was so hard.
Yeah.
And I went to my spiritual leader, my bishop. I go to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we have bishops that we work with. And so I went to him and was like, am I ever going to feel happiness again? Am I ever going to smile sincerely again? And he said, yes. And I said, how long? tell me how long I have to feel like this, because and he said, well, I obviously I don't know for sure, but I want you to know that probably 5 years. I think you need to give yourself 5 years. And that seems like a long time, like 5 years. Wow. But for me, it gave me hope. Like I thought, 5 years. Okay, I can do this for 5 years. It's not the rest of my life.
Right.
I can do this. And so and that's truly about how long it took to obviously, you never get over, never forget about those that we've lost, but to truly get to the point where when someone says, hey, Kelli, how are you doing? That I can say good. In fact, now I really try to say great. I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I'm doing, because when you have the perspective of feeling just not good, which I'm actually scared to say, but I'm sure that many of you understand how that feels, because depression is a real thing.
Yeah.
It is truly something that you can't just snap your fingers and tell yourself to, pull up your boots and get to work.
Yeah, get it together, right? It's like, yes.
It is
easier said than done. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So I took his advice 5 years and took it to heart and told myself, I can do this. I can do this for 5 years. I can make this. And slowly, year by year, it did. It softened. And I think that mostly just I was strengthened. Just God strengthened me, strengthened my spirit, strengthened my surroundings. My husband is amazing. So in the accident, even though I was the one that was completely physically injured, this is the part where I'll get emotional because talking about him. He was the one who was there at the ski resort and had to see the ambulances come and the life flight helicopter come and see me loaded on. And he was the one that saw the ski patroller doing CPR on our daughter. And he was the one that had to plan her funeral and had to bury her. And I was in the hospital for all of that. I didn't have to do any of that. And that is truly a mercy for me. But we together, we went to counseling. We had our second child was 3 years old at the time, and she and our oldest daughter were best friends. And so we got her counseling. And then our third child, our son, was only 4 months at the time of the accident. So first of all, I had those two that I had to live for. I had to get up every day for. I had to function for, thank goodness. And then we actually had 2 more children because I always wanted 5. I always wanted 5 kids. So in my family growing up, I'm the 5th of 7 kids. So I wanted to get to me. So I was like, I've got to get to number 5. So anyway, so we had 2 more after the accident. And really, truly, what has gotten us through is being teachable, going to counselors and seeking out. Then that's exactly what we do as entrepreneurs. We have to seek out the advice. We have to surround ourselves and build a network of people around us who have done what we want to do, so we can learn from them. And I specifically seeked out that, right?
Seek out, sort out, I guess.
Thank you. A counselor who I knew had lost a daughter. He had lost a child. And I specifically sought him out because he seemed happy. He seemed like he smiled and he joked and so I went to counseling with him because I wanted to know how he did it. And that is the same thing for us, for our businesses, guys. We have to find the people who have done what we want to do and be brave enough to go ask them and to follow their advice. And of course, everything has to be tweaked to be us, to be how we want to show up. But just getting out of our comfort zones and saying, okay, I need counseling. I need help. I need to figure out how to deal with this. And then the hope of, okay, it is possible. I can be happy again. Okay, it is possible. I can build a successful health coaching business. It is possible. I can bless other women's lives and help bring them up out of the depression or grief or these things. Everything starts with that hope and finding and getting out of your comfort zone and finding those who have gone before you and that have done it. That's truly I guess if I had secret sauce for how I've done anything, it's to find someone who has done what you want to do and follow them.
So good. Wow. Go ahead, Marie.
I just wanted to say, Kelli, that was really amazing. Your story really touched me. And sometimes when we're going through hard times, like I'm happy that you took your time, even if it seemed like forever. You didn't just try to jump in and like, well, I just, life keeps going. I just have to smile. And this is what we're called to do. You took your time to heal and be in the process. And I admire you. I think you're amazing. And thank you for being vulnerable, because that's something that I'm not good at, because it's, how we're raised and whatever, but I'm learning now to be more vulnerable. I also started counseling, so it's been helping me with like certain things of how I react to certain things. So it's just amazing how being vulnerable really does something. Like it really touches other lives. And I just thank you for sharing, and you're amazing.
Thank you, Marie. Thank you so much. It's true. You are on the right path. Finding help and finding healing will come when you step out of your comfort zone.
Yes. Amen.
Agreed. Wow. So good. We have 5 more minutes. I think we can take one last question or comment. Feel free. Again, this has been amazing, Kelli. Thank you so much. If you can't talk, you can always write it. Oh, I see a new message. Let's see. Oh, so so good, Marie. Yes. Thanks, Anna.
I am curious, maybe with the last few minutes that we have,
Sure.
what are your guys' pursuits? What are you guys building? What brought you to this meeting?
Good question.
Well, at least for me, I started a small coffee online business with my fiance. So that's been just hearing you say that, to get to know people that are doing what you want to see and be teachable. It's something that, it's really encouraging because we just started off in August. So just learning and trying to, just build the business and stuff like that. And Eneri's calls have been so encouraging and powerful, and I love them. So I want to continue to join her Midday Brew because I think it's great. I always get something out of it. So thank you, Eneri, as well, for doing this.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
So I think for me, I definitely anything that's surrounding my sisters in Christ, I'm always wanting to be a part of. As far as the business, I do have an idea in the back of my head of something I do want to start. Haven't yet. I know Eneri is like my mentor plus a lot of other things in my life. So we're going to get there, but just being a part of these calls does give me the strength. It gives me different insights, different tools and tips on how to go about, even starting and thinking about my own business. So these gatherings are really helpful for me in a lot of different ways. And I'm sure for everyone here and those that join. So thank you.
I know I popped in late, so I heard the tail end of your story, Kelli. Really touching. I also lost a child 31 years ago. So I definitely know how you feel. And, it does take a lot of time, and time heals a lot, right? And then you go through these things and you're able to help other people through them. And I think that being around like-minded people really helps. And they always say, like, if you want to be a doctor, hang around doctors. If you want to be a lawyer, hang around lawyers. If you want to be a great woman of God, hang around great women of God. So I popped on late because I was on another business Zoom and I was like, hurry up, stop talking. I have to go somewhere. So I wanted to get on this much sooner, but I couldn't. And, it's so great that we have these platforms because, I'm 54. And when I was going through the hardest times, there was none of this. There was really no support. You just had to get through it, right? Just getting up out of bed was like the hardest job ever. Like, I can't get up, and then going through so many other things in life, you feel like, this is getting harder, right? But I think that God just has so much in store for all these women, and I'm excited. I'm so excited about new things, new beginnings, and you look like you've healed, although it's always going to be a part in the back of your head, and you always wonder, what would today be with so-and-so, But, you have 4 other children to just live in, right? Just to show who you are in them. And that's so important. And so do I. I'm a mother of 5. And my 4 other children, boy, they're a task. But I definitely live in them. So it's amazing, Kelli. I think that your story should be told. A lot of women don't know that other people go through the things that we go through. And they don't know how to get through them. You sit in church and you see all these people, they're all smiling, happy, and they think everyone's life's so perfect, but we're not perfect. We're just loved and we're healed through Christ.
So good.
So Kelli, your story is amazing, and just keep preaching it, keep talking about it.
Thank
you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Linda, for that. Linda, I think it summarized really well why we're here. And so I hope that you were all encouraged by Kelli's story, that you are encouraged to dream again, realize that you're not alone. I know I've said this so many times, but there's a tribe of women that are willing to help you. So don't think you're in this by yourself. Reach out to others, reach out, and keep pressing forward. God has amazing things for us, and this is only the beginning. And I'm so blessed to have met Kelli. Definitely a God moment being in that conference, and here we are. So we'll continue pushing each other, sharing, and have a blessed day, ladies. Hope to see you on the next call in 2 weeks.
Yep.